English Listening Exercise Plus Quiz. ESL Content Lab.
Listen carefully to the following podcast episode and answer the questions as they appear. Pause and replay as needed. Good luck!
Welcome to another episode of Travel Talks. I'm your host, Matt, and today we have a very special guest with us. She's a well-known travel vlogger, with over 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. The one and only, Maria Elise. Maria, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. So, let's jump right in. You have visited so many amazing places around the world. I'd love to hear about your most recent trip. Where did you go and how was it?
My most recent trip was to the Netherlands. It was an incredible experience. I spent a lot of time in Amsterdam, just walking around and exploring the city. But the highlight for me was visiting the tulip fields. They're so lovely.
That sounds amazing. The tulip fields in the Netherlands are absolutely iconic. Now, I have to ask, out of all the places you've been to, what's your favorite country of all time?
That's a tough one. People always ask me that, but it is so hard to choose.
That makes sense. There must be one place that stands out, right?
I think I have to say India. The culture, the food, the landscapes, it's all so vibrant and full of life. I love the food, especially the samosas. And I was able to sleep under the stars in the desert. It was so special.
India sounds like such an adventure. India is a large country, right? Did you take buses or fly from place to place while you were there?
We actually traveled by train. It's such a unique and diverse country. There's always something new to discover.
Now, I'm sure our listeners are curious about your next destination. So, Maria, where are you headed next?
Next up, I'm heading to Peru. I'm so excited. I'll be visiting Machu Picchu, of course, but I'm also looking forward to seeing some adorable alpacas and the enchanting city of Cusco. And I've heard that Rainbow Mountain is absolutely breathtaking. I can't wait to see it for myself. It's going to be such a colorful trip.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Peru is definitely on my travel list too. I'm sure your viewers will be excited to follow along with you on that adventure. Alright, Maria, before we wrap up, I've got one more question for you. You've traveled to so many incredible places, so I'm sure you've learned a lot along the way. As a travel expert, could you share your top 3 travel tips with our listeners?
Of course, Matt. Here are my top 3 tips for any traveler. Pack light and smart. I can't stress this enough. The less you pack, the more freedom you have to explore. There is nothing worse than a horrifically heavy backpack. Do your research on local laws and customs. Before heading to a new country, take some time to understand the local laws, customs, and traditions. This will help you stay safe and aware as you travel. And lastly, always be a respectful tourist. Remember that you're a guest in someone else's homeland. Share the spaces, don't litter, and try to keep noise to a minimum, especially in residential areas. Being respectful not only helps you enjoy your trip, but also leaves a positive impression on locals.
Great advice, Maria. Packing light, doing research, and being a considerate tourist are all key to making travel smoother and more enjoyable. Thanks again for sharing your wisdom with us. Maria, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your travel experiences. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me, Matt. It's been so much fun.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Travel Talks. Be sure to check out Maria's YouTube channel to follow her journey around the world. Until next time, safe travels and take care.
Let's keep teaching. Like and subscribe below for more English learning content.